So let me tell you about an update we've made to the development cycles tool in the Great Teaching Toolkit platform. So I can create a development cycle. In fact, I've already set one up here called Autumn 25. And when I set it up, I chose element 4.1 structuring from the model for great teaching as the area where I want to develop my expertise. So this is the focus of my professional learning. I enter the workspace and I am guided in setting a specific goal within structuring that I'm going to work on. I'm also reminded that I can use any one or all of these feedback tools in the toolkit. Self-reflection survey, student survey, or peer feedback survey to get further sources of insight, information that might help me to identify my goal. When it comes to adding a goal, I can create my own, or I can choose one of the Great Teaching Toolkit goals that are relevant to structuring. So I'm browsing them here. This one has caught my eye. There's some considerations that help to identify whether this is the goal for me. I like the look of this template. I can edit the title if I want to, and I can edit the description as well. I can even add success indicators. So I'm happy with this. I'm going to save this as my goal, and then I'm going to go on to the explore stage. So this is about furthering my understanding and skill in relation to the things that will help me to achieve my goal. So what can I do? I can go to the Model for Great Teaching area of the platform and learn more about what we found in the evidence review on structuring. I can take a really deep dive and do the structuring course. I can browse resources relevant to structuring in the resources library. I'm presented with 6 here, but I can see more in the resources library. And I can look at techniques that we've added to the Great Teaching Toolkit. And I am interested in this one because I want to introduce scaffolding into my practice or further develop my use of scaffolding in my practice. And so what I can see here is a summary of this technique, why I might choose to use it, what are the key benefits, and what does the supporting research say about it? Why is it useful? Then I can explore the implementation steps. So what do I need to do before entering the classroom to prepare myself for trying this technique? Then during the lesson, what are the kinds of things that I might say and do? We've got some advice and guidance for you here, and it is just guidance. You need to make this authentic to your own practice. And then what kind of difference in classroom practice might I see? Well, there's going to be a short-term, medium-term, and longer-term change in practice. And so we've got some guidance here on what that might look like. Lastly, and probably most importantly, is about adaptation. How might this be adapted for your classroom context? What does it mean if we've got really large class sizes, students with additional needs, students with additional language? And what does this look like in different contexts, different subjects? So this helps us to further our understanding and exemplify how this scaffolding technique can be used in different contexts. So having decided that I'm going to use this technique, I move on to the develop expertise stage of my personal development cycle. I have a summary of the technique I'm using, the active ingredients of it, and now I'm going to plan my use of it. I'm then going to implement it in the classroom and then reflect on how that goes each time I use it. So here at the stage of planning steps, I make the steps, my use of the technique, authentic to me in my class, and so I can add notes about that and how I'm going to do it here. When I'm ready, I move on to implementation steps. So these are the things that I'm going to say and do when introducing the technique in the classroom. I can download a list, literally a checklist of the things that I need to do. I can print these off as well. It's always very satisfying to tick things off. And when I've tried this out, I am going to add a reflection to my development cycle. So what worked well? What could be improved? What are my next steps? I can save that reflection, and when I save it, it gets added to my progress log. So here's one that was saved earlier from my first time of trying out this technique in the classroom. I can also send an update to colleagues. Here's one that I did already. So I can just add my notes here. I can save this for my own personal record, for a line manager, share it with a team. So here we are. We've gone through goal setting, an exploration stage, and a develop expertise stage as we look to enhance our knowledge and skills in using very specific techniques to achieve very specific goals.